Dear students, today's session is electricity. Okay, and it is very indispensable to all of you. Also, you are very much acquainted with the use of electricity, control of electricity. You run many electrical instruments. You also heat electrical instruments and light many electrical instruments. Okay, today I am going to teach you electricity. So, first question arise here. What is electricity? What is electricity? And what does constitute electricity? Okay. You know, the source behind electricity is what? Charge. Charge is the source behind electricity. Okay. And this can be explained by the modern electronic theory. Modern electronic theory. Okay. I have already told you in your class standard 9. Okay. Matters, every matters are electrical in nature, and matters are composed of electrons and protons, neutrons, which are the fundamental particles of metal. Okay, and proton and neutron, these two things lie inside the nucleus, whereas electron lie surrounding the nucleus and which revolve constantly. Okay, so the charge is due to the loss or gain of electron. That is loss or gain of electron. When electrons are lost, the body gets positive charge, and when the electrons are gained, the body gets negative charge. Okay. Let us take one example. Okay. You take a woolen cloth. This is wool. And you take another material, that is what? Glass rod. Glass rod. You try to rub the wool on the glass rod. Automatically what will happen? Being the glass rod has low work function, okay, some electron will come out from the surface and it will stay here on the surface of the wool. So the wool gets negatively charged and the glass rod gets positively charged. Okay. Now, if you bring some dust of paper towards the glass rod, automatically the papers will be attracted towards the glass rod. Okay. So, this is basic about what? Electrification of objects by rubbing. Okay. Now, I am going to teach you what are the natures of charges. Okay. And what are the basic laws of electrostatic or electricity. There are two basic laws of electricity, and first one is like charges. What? Like charges repel each other, and unlike charges attract each other. Okay. Like charge means if you take two negative charges, okay, they will repel each other. Also, if you take two positive charges, they will also repel each other. But you take a pair of one positive and one negative charges, okay, they will attract each other. This is the basic law of electrostatics. Next, discuss the second law of electrostatic. Static. Okay. I have already told you in class 9 that electron carries a charge of minus 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb. Protons carries a charge of plus 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb. Okay, so these are the fundamental charge particles. Okay, suppose you are given a charge, some amount of charge is given. Okay, some amount of charge is given, and you want to find out the magnitude of charge. Got it? And after calculation, someone is find it is what? 4.5 into 10 to the power minus 19. Got it? 4.5 into 10 to the power minus 19. Is it correct? No, it is not correct, because charge cannot stay in fraction or cannot stay in odd form. Okay, charge stay only in the integral multiple of the basic charge, that is what? E. So charge can be written as Q equal to plus minus Ne. Q equal to plus minus Ne. Okay. So this is the amount of charge, and it is written in the integral multiple of E, where N's value is N equal to 1, 2, 3, 4. And so on. Now, if you multiply minus 1.6 into 10 to the power 9 with 3, 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 with 3, it will be 4.8 into 10 to the power minus 19. And this also can be written as 3e. So this charge equivalent to the 3 charge of electron. So it's not correct to say 4.5 into 10 to the power minus 19 is the amount of charge. It will be correct to say that 4.8 into 10 to the power minus 19, or that is 3 charge of 3 electrons. Okay. So second law states that the amount of charge Q equal to the algebraic sum of the individual charges, and these are known as discrete charges. Okay. Next, due to charge, okay, there arises potential difference. Okay, let me teach you what is potential difference. Let us consider some stationary charges. These are the charges. Means the charges are at rest. Okay. At point B, another charge is placed, that is plus Q. And this is a point, that is B. Sorry, this is A. Okay. You want to bring the charge plus Q towards the point A. So some work has to be done, that is what? W. Because around the stationary charges there exists a field within which influence can be felt, and once the charge plus Q enters into the electric field, it will experience a repulsive force, and in order to bring this to the point A, you have to do some work W. Okay. So potential difference may be defined as, okay, the amount of work done, that is W, in bringing the positive charge from the point B to A, and it can be written as V equal to VA minus VB, and that equal to what? W by Q. W by Q. Students, I want to tell you one thing. Just like in the Cartesian coordinate systems, there are two axes, that is X x dash and y dash. Okay, and this is O and its coordinates are 0 0, and this point is taken as the reference point, and the distance of any point on 4 quadrants, that is 1 2 3 4, is determined from this origin. Similarly, the point which is at B, this is considered to be stayed at infinity. Okay, this point is taken as the reference point, it is known as infinity. Here the potential difference is 0. So if you put the potential difference at B equal to 0, the equation will convert V equal to W by Q. Okay, so this is potential difference equal to W by Q, and that is the amount of work done only here on the positive charge Q. Okay, let us write the units of potential difference, amount of charge, and work done. So V equal to W by Q. Suppose W equal to 1 joule, means in bringing from the point B to A, okay, 1 joule of work is done here on the charge plus Q. Got it? So if the charge is taken as what? 1 coulomb, because coulomb is the unit of charge, I can write W equal to V equal to 1 joule by 1 coulomb, and this quantity is known as what? 1 volt. 1 volt. So 1 volt can be written as 1 joule by 1 coulomb. Okay, and its short form is 1 volt equal to 1 joule by 1 coulomb. Let us discuss how the electricity is flowed in the electric circuit. Okay, just like water flows from the higher level to lower level, electricity is also flowed from higher potential to lower potential. Got it? Then which will be taken as the higher potential and which will be taken as the lower potential? You know very well, in a neutral atom, okay, nucleus is at the center and the electrons revolve around the nucleus. Okay, so when something is erupt or something is connected in the electric circuits, okay, the electrons comes out first. Means being electrons come out first, we have to think that these are attracted towards the some what? Lower level, and which is higher potential, that is what? Plus. That is plus. So for reference, okay, positive is taken as at higher potential and the negative is taken as at lower potentials, and electrons are attracted towards the positive terminal and the electricity is flowed from the positive to the negative terminal. Okay, so what is electric circuit? Electric circuit. Electric circuit. Okay. An electric circuit is a complete loop containing some what? Components of electricity. Components of electricity. And look at the diagram. Okay. Here battery is supplied, it has potential difference V, this is key, okay. It open up or closes the circuit, this is what? Variable resistance. Variable resistance. It increases resistance, okay, and this is resistance. This is bulb and this is emitter which reads the electric current, okay, and this is the battery which has potential difference V. So all the electrical components are connected with the help of wires, okay. So it is the electric circuit, okay, and this has lower potential, okay, it is taken at minus, and this is higher potential, that is taken at plus, okay. So electron starts flowing from negative to positive terminal, electricity is flowed from positive to negative terminal, and this is the diagram of electric circuit, okay. Let me explain you some of the electrical components and their symbols. Okay, first one is emitter, okay. Emitter, its symbol is known as like this, okay. This is plus and this is minus. It is connected in series and it reads the current. What? Reads the current. Next come to voltmeter, okay. Its symbol is like this, okay. It is connected in parallel and it reads the potential difference, PD, potential difference. Next come to key or switch, okay. It is responsible for closing up or breaking up the circuits, okay. When the key is open, it is written as like this, okay. You are not supposed to put dot here, and it is also connected in what? Series. Next come to closed key. Closed key means where the case there is flow of electricity, it is written as like this, okay. Next come to fuse, okay. Fuse is the safety device and its symbol is like this, okay. Safety device. It is also connected in series, safety device, okay. Next come to resistance, okay. Its symbol is like this. Next, variable resistance, okay. Its symbol is what? Like this, or it can be written like this also, okay. So these are the basic components of electricity, okay. So listen, let me discuss you how does the current flow. How does the current flow in the electric circuit. Okay. You know the potential difference arises due to charge, and due to the potential difference there is flow of current. So the rate at which charge is flowed with time, okay, is called electric current. Mathematically it can be written as I equal to Q by T. Okay, now unit. Suppose you have taken 1 coulomb of charge and time is 1 second and the current will be 1 what? Ampere. It is the symbol of current and it is known as what? Ampere. Okay. So 1 ampere equal to 1 coulomb in 1 second. If 1 coulomb of charge is flowed across the terminals of a conductor in 1 second, then the amount of current is said to be 1 ampere. Amount of current is said to be 1 ampere. These are the basics about electricity. Now let me come to the chapter. Okay. And this is what? Ohm's law. Ohm's law. Okay. So I have already told you the factors responsible for the flow of currents or which are associated with the flow of current. This is what? Resistance, okay, voltage, and this is current I. Dear students, if the potential difference between the two terminals increases, okay, if the potential difference to terminal increases, the current also increases. Okay, so V directly proportional to I. But this happens only for a particular electric wire with same condition of temperature and pressure. Temperature and pressures. Okay. So V directly proportional to I for a particular wire means what? The resistance became what? R becomes same for a particular wire. And what is resistance R? It is the opposing power of the conductor to oppose currents. Okay. And now I want to equate the proportion. I can write V equal to I R. So here R is called the constant of proportionality. Okay. Now it is also R is also known as what? Resistance of the conductor. What? Resistance of the conductor. So I want to tell you, if the resistance becomes same, okay, and the temperature remains constant, the potential difference between the two terminals across the conductor is directly proportional to the what? Electric current. Okay. This is equation 1. This can also be written as V by R equal to I. Okay. Now you do one thing. This can be written as V into 1 by R. This equal to I. Implies one by R equal to 1 by R directly proportional to I. See, here I have taken the potential difference constant. Okay. So when the potential difference is constant, okay, the current flowing across the terminals will be inversely proportional to the resistance of the conductor. It means if the resistance increases, okay, the current will decrease. The current will decrease. Okay. So this is Ohm's law, and this is the interrelationship between resistance, voltage, and current. Okay. So what is R and what is the unit of R? Unit of R. Okay. The unit of R is ohm. Ohm. Okay. Unit of R is ohm. Okay. How to define ohm now? Listen. B equal to IR implies R equal to what? B by I. You know the potential difference is taken as 1 volt. Okay. And I is taken as 1 ampere. Okay. So listen. Between the two terminals of a wire, this is one terminal and this is one terminal. Okay. The potential difference is 1 volt. Okay. And if the potential difference 1 volt and 1 ampere current is flowing, across the terminal, then the resistance of the conductor is said to be what? 1 ohm. This can be written as 1 ohm equal to 1 volt divided by what? 1 ampere. Okay. So this is Ohm's law, and let me plot the graph. When graph is plotted between what? Potential difference and the current. This is x and x dash, and this is y and y dash. Okay. And PD is taken along y and y dash, and I is taken along x and x dash. You have already studied I is directly proportional to PD. So if the value increases, 1 ampere, 0.2 ampere, 0.3 ampere, like this. PD is like this, 0.2, 0.4, 0.6 and 0.8. So if the PD increases, current will also increase. So if you plot a graph, it will pass through the origin and its line will be like this. Okay, its line will be like this. Okay, so these are the coordinates of potential difference and current. You can project from this point. Okay, so this is the graph between PD versus what? Ampere. This is over. I want to conclude this session today. Next class I will teach you what specific resistance and resistivity.